Alright, so I just came back from the dentist there. I got some whitening strips and mold for my teeth. So I've always, there's my teeth now. They're very healthy now, and they're very healthy teeth. They definitely weren't always. I had braces for 3 years, from 18 to 21. And my teeth were always really bad before that. I got 4 teeth removed for the braces, about 6 fillings. They've been healthy since then, but I never got them whitened, ever. So bar just like normal toothpaste, I've never really done anything to enhance how white they are. Enhance, if that's the right word. So what I did was I asked a dentist. Imagine asking a dentist what would be the best way to make your teeth whiter. The most professional way, the most effective way to make your teeth whiter. Even though there's loads of gimmicks all over Instagram on how to make your teeth whiten, or strips, or like these highlighter jobs you put in your mouth. Even though they're everywhere, and there's gimmicks to do with white teeth absolutely everywhere online, I asked a dentist what's the best way to whiten your teeth. So you might be wondering, why am I fucking harping on about this? Because in fitness, how about you ask a personal trainer when you want to get fit? You know, you don't go for the gimmicks online, and there's hundreds of them and there's thousands of them. You don't go for whatever the local, or not local celebrity, whatever the celebrity you follow. You don't go for what they're selling or whatever. When it comes to actually doing something professional, don't go for gimmicks. Find out who is actually a professional and do it that way. Okay, so when you want to get your teeth whitened, don't go to a celebrity and take their advice. You go to a dentist and take their advice. When you want to get in shape, you don't go to a fitness celeb or a fitness fucking prostitute on fucking Instagram to get fitness advice. You go to a personal trainer who's professional, who gets the job done, who's got the job done with people like you before. But anyway, he said that my teeth were perfectly healthy. I had to get them cleaned, and he said they were fairly dirty, alright, but that was just because I hadn't got them cleaned in ages. So I asked him, was it black coffee or any foods or anything? He said, nope, just because you haven't got them cleaned professionally in ages. So I got them cleaned. They feel way better. So interesting to see how this whitening is going to turn out. Yeah. So you would be right. So I need to kind of brace myself for that, because that's something going to be completely new on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Do you know when I'm going sideways like that? So the arms out sideways. I'm struggling. I'm not struggling, but I'm definitely not flexing as well as I should. And the same from the side. When I'm here, I'm not flexing like I should be, and when I strain the arm out, I'm not flexing like I should be. So that's definitely two aspects I really need to work on. You know, it's just flexing in those transitions. So today is Friday. This is the setup. Today is a cooking day, 1 in every 3, like you know. It's basically just veggies. That's all it is. Veggies, T-bone steak, and turkey burgers. That's all. So the shopping came to, because I know you like to know, €16 in total. So very, very cheap. And the meat was like 30, 35 euro, I think. But like, you've big, high quality T-bone steaks and turkey burgers. And I've seen the turkey burgers made myself in Paul Kane's. They're pure quality, very, very lean, no fat. Unlike Big D, who has plenty of fat at the minute in his off season. He's here video editing on my cooking day, and the rest of the setup entails me sending off my membership for the RIBBF and sending back a package from Six Silk from my last video. I'm gonna get those 2 tops in a bigger size because I'm at my skinniest now and they're tight. So imagine when I get fat again. and some coffee. Is there any better way to start the day?
No, sir.
And there we are, meal prep. So that's turkey burgers and broccoli, nice and simple, and that's just asparagus. So I'm gonna have 1/3 of this with 3 meals, so across the next 3 days. So it's very, very fast today. It took me about 45 minutes to do this, and tuna is what's going with the asparagus. So hopefully a refeed is earned over the weekend. But for now, this is everything I'll be eating for the next 3 days, basically, apart from breakfast. Alright guys, so it's 9:30, 9:45 on Friday night. And here I am doing cardio that I couldn't do today because I didn't have time during the middle of the day. I was too busy. You know, I don't like that excuse. And so I did 2.5 hours cardio today, low carb day. Then really busy day today was definitely an airport day. I was up at 4:45, so about 4:30, 4:45 for Skype with Rawdon, my coach. And then I had the full day working, running errands, cooking, different stuff. And then I went to Gary Moore training. So we've a fairly important match, the first league game tomorrow. So today was definitely an airport day. It was definitely a busy day. I have no interest in doing this cardio now. Did half an hour there just to finish up the 2.5 hours. And what else did I do? Just my feet are starting to get blisters from all the cardio. I'm looking my best ever, but I'm definitely not feeling my best. So times like this, I just remind myself that it's completely self-inflicted. I can end this at any time. I don't like bodybuilders who are just fitness people in general who are full of shit, talking about like, oh, this is a battle, this is a war, I'm such a warrior going through all this. Definitely not for me. There's people going through far worse that have no choice. I have a complete choice over this, but it is very, very tough today. And what I like to do when I'm feeling myself giving out about being busy or having lots to do or having a tough day, is I just compare myself to someone I know, not fucking Elon Musk or anything. So I like to do that. So I like to say to myself, okay, don't be fucking pussy. You know, there's people way busier than you. Don't have it that bad. And that's the kind of self-talk that gets me through that. Maybe it's a bit cold or a little bit, I don't know, ruthless or something like that, but it does help me get through it. It's like, come on, man up to fucking get through it. And I don't think there's enough of that in Western cultures nowadays. It's all fucking about feelings and everyone's so sensitive. But sometimes you need to tell yourself, stop being a pussy, stop being a little bitch. There's loads of people around you who are working just as hard as you, were working way harder than you. But anyway, that's my Friday night. Just finished cardio now, so go home. And today was definitely an airport day. So I enjoy airport days, got loads done. It was productive, got tasks done, but it was tough. Man, it was tough because of this diet. But I'm getting there, getting close to my goal. And this is the late night condition. So definitely flat after the 2.5 hours of cardio today, but still looking my best ever, even if I'm not feeling it. Not all the time anyway. So I'm gonna finish with like 5-10 minutes posing, then home to bed because I'm up at 5 AM tomorrow. And this is it, guys. Do I get a refeed or not? No, definitely not. Body weight isn't dropping low enough. Heartbreak. But every day can't be a fucking refeed day, I suppose. Wouldn't be prep then. This is today's outfit of the day. A lot more casual. My new 6L tracksuit bottoms. 6L t-shirt, bought on sale, obviously. and my Nike runners. I love this pair, but I don't wear them because they get filthy dirty if it's raining so quickly. But I'm gonna wear it more casual today because I want to do some cardio up there, just stretch the legs in between all the driving. I've been playing with a recipe for my breakfast all week because just to add more flavour, a bit more density to the meal, and it's these 4 spices. So smoked paprika, chilies, cayenne pepper, black pepper, the steak obviously, big T-bone, peppers, spinach and a lemon, and clove of garlic as well. The flavour is amazing. So this isn't a cooking video, but I'll just quickly take you through most of it. So that cooks in the pan. The coconut oil and the lemon juice make it really juicy. It's very, very moist, and you see the garlic and the spices on top. And then all I do for the last 5 minutes is throw in peppers and mix them all up. Peppers, when they're all mixed up and fried in the pan like that, give a delicious taste. Almost a sweet taste. There it is, finished. Doesn't it look absolutely delicious? And all it is meat and vegetables, essentially. So tasty, nice and fast to prepare. Wow. So a hazelnut Americano at the plaza because the barista counter isn't open yet, but I'll get one on the way back hopefully. In the plaza there, and a lot of people know if they've been in there before, all the food and the cakes and the buns, this looks absolutely delicious. So something I've learned from Phil Lerney is that in modern day society, you never ever have any shortage of food or any shortage of convenience getting that food. So that's what makes dieting so hard. Everywhere you look, there is tasty food. So obviously I'm hungry, I'm on a diet now, so I'm so sensitive to it. So it puts me in the shoes of my clients. Everywhere they go, there's delicious food looking at them. So that's different to the way obviously we evolved as hunter-gatherers, where we had to go and work very hard and go and search very hard for food. Nowadays you're constantly passing your favorite chocolate bar, you're constantly passing your favorite restaurant, you're constantly passing your favorite foods. Even at my house, because my house is a food factory, so there's always tasty food there. So that's what makes dieting so hard. So if you can appreciate that, the food nowadays is just everywhere. It's everywhere we look, and it's never in any short supply, and it's always very cheap. If you can appreciate that, you'll find out why dieting is so hard, or why you struggle sometimes with all these foods. Hyper palatable foods as well, as in if you take one bite, your mouth just explodes, you know. That's the way the brands designed them, deliberately hyper palatable, so that as soon as you eat them, it's like sets off things in your brain as huge pleasure reaction to eating them. But anyway, onwards to Bray for the posing lesson. So I just tried out this abstract as fuck place for coffee. Mason Mully, I thought it was unbelievable. I was just having this discussion with my brother-in-law Killian actually the last day, that you often get the best coffees and the best little cakes and buns and stuff in these little places. So good, so good. The little not your Starbucks obviously is nice and places like that, but not the chains, the private little places. But no cakes or buns for me today, but I definitely want to come back here and try those buzzing for a little shop. Alright, so I just spent the last 45 minutes walking around Dundrum because I needed to get cardio done, and anyone who's a Fitbit will know that when you go shopping you always seem to get loads of steps up. So I said fuck it, passing Dundrum on the way home from Bray, I'll call in. I got 5,000 steps done walking around the place once, in and out the shops. So pretty creative way of getting cardio done. It wasn't boring at all, and as you can imagine, the time went really fast. So the only bad thing about it, or well, it's not really a bad thing, but the only thing about it that was tough was the absolute abundance of, again, hyper palatable foods that are so tasty, the foods that I personally love the most. So I'll show some clips of them here, but you have Nando's. I love that chicken, love everything in Nando's. Then you have Five Guys. So I actually went into Five Guys, got a Coke Zero vanilla flavour. I used to love vanilla Coke back in the day when all I ate was shite. All I ate was shite till I was about 21. But I used to love vanilla Coke, but the only place you can get Coke Zero vanilla is in Five Guys. The only place I've seen it anyway. So I went in there and got one. Then you have all these beautiful donut places and homemade bakeries where you can get cakes and all the stuff that I love, and I've mentioned here before that I love, that my family loves, that my dad has a real sweet tooth for, that my mom is good at cooking, my aunt is good at cooking. Then Offbeat Donuts, my very favourite was made by so I got a box of them for my family, and probably Angela. I think I'll give her one. She loves them as well. I don't know if you can see them in there. So I basically tortured myself in that regard, but it wasn't that bad once you got into it, once you got used to it. This is somewhere with my diet that I've never been before. Never been on a diet like this. I've been on strict diets before, but they were always plenty of fats, you know, almost ketogenic, so the calorie deficit wasn't there. But now there's a severe calorie deficit, so to do something like this was very interesting, because I could feel all the hormones in my body, everything in my brain telling me go eat, go eat, go eat, fill yourself up. And I didn't do it. It wasn't torture. I know some people complain about it, but I probably have the awareness from learning about food and from being a personal trainer that it's not actually torture, it's just hormones and you're just kind of trying to control it. But it was so interesting to do it. So interesting. Plus getting my steps up. So that's just an observation. I love Dundrum because when I was in college I had absolutely no money whatsoever, completely living off the old pair, so I'm sure plenty of people can relate to that. It's a fucking horrible buzz. You hate taking money off them, even though mine never complained about it, you still hate taking money off them. So when I had money, got money initially from the gym, no, small bits, but small bits is still loads more than zero, which what I was making. When I did get money then off them, or off the business, I used to come up here to Dundrum buying equipment. My brother-in-law fucking completely sorted me out when I started. He gave me a loan of 2,000, which I'm forever indebted for. Such a cool, good thing to do. So he gave me the loan of 2,000, but after that, everything I earned, I used to come up to Dublin to Sandyford Industrial Estate, and then I'd order equipment from there and pay for equipment from there, and I just have and then I'd come from Sandyford over to Dundrum, do a little bit of shopping, not too hectic, but a little bit of shopping. And so Dundrum has that sentimental vibe that, okay, I'm actually shopping using my own money. It's such a good feeling. I didn't have this feeling before. It also has the buzz that I come up here with Angela 3-4 times, and we've always had a really good day out, just relaxing, drinking coffee, eating I'm gonna say junk food, but it probably is junk food, eating delicious food and shopping. So that's pretty cool. So I'm emotionally attached to Dundrum. So that's why it's so hard to come here and not eat. So I can obviously come here and not shop, that doesn't bother me at all. I'm not a compulsive shopper, but definitely am a compulsive eater, fucking that's for sure. So to come here and not eat, and to come here and flavour all the foods, it gives me a real understanding of what it must be like to be completely out of whack with these hormones when you're on a diet, when you're overweight and you're trying to lose weight, when you're overweight and you cut calories too fast, or you go too strict too fast, and then you have to go around all your favourite places. It must be absolute torture. It must be absolute torture. I'm finding it so hard, but I know what I'm doing. I'm deliberately doing this to myself just to kind of experience it, so it's not bad. So it's not torture for me. But for someone who's like not in control of it, who hasn't a clue what's going on in their body, but it's just decided overnight they're going to slash calories, try and lose weight, this is a completely unsustainable way of dieting. So interesting, so interesting. I hope you found this little conversation interesting, and I'm going to go enjoy my coffee. I was walking around Dundrum with a Five Guys vanilla coke and a coffee and a school bag on my back, sunglasses on. I must look like a fucking bowsy, but I didn't care. I was really enjoying it. The last thing I did before starting this video was a form of meditation that I heard about on the Tim Ferriss show. All you do is sit down, watch people walk by, and don't judge any of them, because our first thing we do always is judge everyone when we see them. So this person is fat, this person is rich, this person is poor, this person is skinny, this person looks like a drunk or a druggie, or this person looks like a health freak. We're constantly making judgments and decisions about people the second we see them without ever knowing them. So judging a book by its cover. So a form of meditation is to walk by and don't let yourself have any thoughts about anyone that walks by. It's so tough, but it makes you be far more mindful, far more appreciative, and it makes you far more understanding of people, and just don't judge them. You don't know what they're going through, you don't know what cards life has dealt them, you don't know what's happened to them recently. Just sit down there, and it's good for your own mind as well. Obviously from the selfish standpoint, it's very good for your own mind to practice that bit of mindfulness and not be judgmental, because our tendency as human beings is to judge straight away, make decisions about people. So it's good to practice that, and that's a type of meditation I like to practice when I'm on my own, especially on holidays. Alright, into the car and back to Kilmorris. Also, these are my favourite kind of coffee cup. You know the ones I'm talking about with that kind of, I don't know, frilly edge? Frilly, is that what you call it? They've done studies, and food given on certain plates, certain shaped plates, coloured plates, even if it's the exact same food, people enjoy it more. Presentation is really important in food. So I'd say it is in coffee as well, in beverages. Presentation, isn't that what life is all about? I'm stopped at the plaza again for my for my fourth cup of coffee today. So I'm always a little bit more stressed on match day, particularly any big match days. There's no doubt about it. I'm definitely a little more stressed. Adrenal glands buzzing, cortisol a little bit elevated, but it's all good. It's all good. Stress is a good thing, as long as it's not chronic stress. It's just acute stress and not chronic stress. So my fourth cup of coffee today. I always like to drink a little bit more coffee coming up to big games or on the day of matches, and just be a little bit more, it heightens the alertness, mental focus, elevates the cortisol like I was saying. So onwards to home. So that's my fourth cup of coffee today. Onwards to home. Finally, meal one was at 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning. Meal two, I'm just back in Mayo now from Dublin. So it's 2:45, and this is meal two, broccoli and turkey burgers. So you can see why it's starting to get tough, I'm sure. Okay, so after my match, this is the plain meal I had. Just some tuna and spring water and some asparagus. So really low calories, plain meals today. This is my physique. I got an absolutely unreal pump because I was after 2 refeeds, in fairness, in the previous couple of days. So happy with the way I look, so full. This is probably the best pump and the leanest I've been in the whole prep so far, which means the best pump and the leanest I've been in my whole life so far. So really happy with the way I looked. Chest, arms looking a lot rounder and fuller. So especially in the upper body, I look just way fuller. My biceps look far bigger because I've always had weaker biceps. Shoulders look nice and round. So really happy with the image. Think it's very men's physique. A lot of people say my physique is very balanced. I have no real out and out strong points, so I'm just have to say I'm delighted with the way I look. I don't, like I'm always saying, I'm not saying this is going to win the competition, but I am saying I'm happy with the way I look. It would be very foolish of me not to enjoy the way I look. Just because I win or don't win a competition won't mean I don't appreciate all the work I've put in and how good I look, plainly, without sounding too arrogant. So I haven't done my back workout on here before, so I just do 2 exercises. Again, every day of the week, do 2 exercises, just different rep ranges. And the first one is wide grip lat pull down. So as you can see, I don't do super strict technique or anything, but nice full range of motion. Drive the elbows down instead of backwards, which is a mistake a lot of people make. And then my seated cable row. It's hard enough to see properly in this lighting, but you can see my taper, my waist has gone very narrow, and you can see the lats contracting there. Again, not super strict technique. I just prefer, me personally, I haven't been taught super strict, so I just prefer to move through a nice range of motion, elbows nice and close by the sides, and squeeze the shoulder blades back together. So just finishing my cardio in the, and I am fucked. I was going to do a little talk on derby games and what derby games can teach us on life in general, but I won't be doing that tonight because I'm too tired. So I'll just show you my last meal when I get home, and I'm just going to finish my cardio here. So an hour after that workout, it's after 10, it's 20 past 10, nearly finished cardio. Just going to go home, eat some food, chill with my girlfriend, do what normal people do on Saturday nights. But I know this is a big grind, it's really tough, but it's only for a small phase, small few weeks. But this is what I'm doing, and I'll show you what else I'm doing when I get home. Watching some Rob Lips at 2. I genuinely find it very, very good and really enjoy it. Donuts for these fat fucks down there, since I can't have any. Got you offbeats. Huh? Happy Christmas. You can have one as well. Beautiful frosty morning in Claremorris, as my mom used to, well, as my mom always still says. Jack Frost was out last night on mornings like this. Wow, it's the little things. Same recipe as yesterday: garlic, lemon, peppers and spinach, and a steak. One for me, one for Angela. Do you know, because steak and lifting weights and eating red meat for breakfast makes women bulky. And then these 4 spices. It's gonna be wow again. 2 breakfasts ready. It's pretty delicious. 2 big T-bones, peppers, spinach, garlic and a few spices. Really easy and tasty. Alright, so it's Sunday morning and I just had breakfast, and then I had a Skype with a girl, an Irish girl living in Australia, and herself and her boyfriend watch our videos, which is really, really cool. So in the last week I've got contacted, last 2 weeks we've got contacted with people from, Irish people all from living in Canada, San Francisco, London, Dubai and Australia. So that's so cool. It's not something that I foresaw, that I think, okay, that's, you know, it's really cool to hear. But once we started the social media and started the YouTube, to get these messages is so cool. And obviously people all around Ireland as well contacting us, telling us they like our stuff, what they want more of, what they enjoyed. So they're in Australia and they're cooking on Keen and Dave's recipe, so that's really cool to hear. I was talking to her for free consult, so everything fitness orientated, all the usual questions. You know, she was doing an awful lot right, which is, you know, a lot of our clients, they're doing a lot right and they're trying hard, they're just not getting the rewards that they feel they should be from their training. So, you know, how much calories should she be on, how she be varying her calories, what her macros should be, how much protein is enough, all those little things that a coach will go through with you and individualize for you. She wanted to know because she wasn't, even though she was ticking a lot of boxes, she wasn't getting the results that she felt she could. Also, what is maintainable? How lean could she be year round, or what's the goal to be aiming for in that regard? It's a really interesting conversation, and I really enjoyed it. The last thing I want to talk about on today's vlog is derby games. Okay, so no, this isn't going to be like me falling into a trap of motivating all the clubs around Garrymore for the next derby game, but derby games fascinate me. My first year out in Garrymore as manager, they were a fucking disaster. They went really badly, and then last year we won them, most of them. Some of them not playing well at all, but scraped over the line by a point, and it's always a huge boost when you win a derby game, and it's always such a pain when you lose it. So we had one yesterday. It was meaningless enough in the end because they were well under strength, but we won it anyways. So I'll give a few examples. So in my first year out in Garrymore, Kilmaine had a bad year. Got relegated in the league and championship, but they played smashing football against us, beat us by 11 points, hammered us out the gate. Then Davits were flying at that year, and we were going poorly, and we pulled our best performance of the whole year out of the bag against them at home in championship. Then in the last game against Claremorris weren't going well. We started the game unreal, went 9 points up, we're dominating, and then they should have won. 12-point turnaround, they went 3 points up, and they should have beaten us that day. So all these, this happens so often. Then last year, like we won derby games when we didn't, pull the big performances out of the bag and wins out of the bag when maybe we didn't deserve to. So what I'm saying is, with the derby game, something in your head just flicks. It's so interesting. Something in your head just switches off. So when you look at Man City and Man United, like, you have Argentinians and Spaniards like going mad for this fucking derby game. They're only living in Manchester for about 6 months or a year. And then you also have, say, Chelsea and Tottenham, or you have whatever. So I personally think it's good for the teams around Garrymore to be doing well. I've been saying that for years, for like 4 or 5 years at least, because I think if one of us is to become very strong, then what we need more than anything is competition from the local clubs. That's the obvious examples. Or Knockmore, Crossmolina and Balna were all unbelievable together. Balhadreen and Charlestown were both awesome at the same time, and look at the teams dominating now. The West Mayo team's so good all at the same time. So I think it's good. I loved the last year for the county quarterfinals when there was 3 South Mayo teams in. It was so exciting. There was real buzz around the area. So good for football, and football means so much in the west of Ireland. It's it gives such a buzz to everyone when the team's doing well. So I remember going into like supermarkets and butchers and whatever, and everyone was talking about football and what the draw might be. It was a really cool time to be involved with any of the local teams. So what am I saying? I'm saying is, in a derby game, the mentality just switches like that, and it just switches, and suddenly it's go time, and you're pulling form, or you're pulling a performance out of you that you didn't know you had in you, or that you weren't showing any sign of recently. So it's not physical changes that happen, it's not tactical changes, it's not anything, only that in your head you decide, okay, this means more to me, and you go all out at it. So we'll relate that back to fitness. What could you do to make that flick of a switch, like a derby game, that makes it give way more effort, way more intensity, that makes it mean far more to you? It's just a question of incentives. Incentives is the key word there. So if you were to lose, €500, if you didn't lose a stone in the next 2 months, trust me, you'd find a way, because of that incentive. You can't stand losing that. You can't stand losing the derby game. You'd find a way to win, or you'd find a way to lose the weight. So maybe a bet is a good thing for you. Maybe the thought of someone getting in far better shape than you, So like competition is a great thing. It's a brilliant thing, and I know it's kind of taken a backwards seat now in Western culture where it's all participation and everyone gets a gold medal even if they come last, which is a sad thing because you learn a lot from losing, and being hammered and losing, something I'm very used to, is where you grow the most. So what am I saying? Back to incentives. If you want to be motivated, create an incentive. So if your family members or your best friend or your girlfriend, your wife, your husband starts getting in shape, suddenly a switch goes off. It's like the derby game. How do I get in shape? They're getting in shape. I don't want to get left behind. That's the way the mind works. So how can you create that situation in your head to help your fitness goals, to help your performance goals? Competition is a great thing. Don't underestimate it. Girls are bad for this, and lads can often be quite bad for this. They can play themselves down. So if they're doing something well or they're getting in good shape physically, they'll be like, oh no, I still have fat here, I still play it down. What they should be doing, the best thing they could do for their friend in that situation is, yeah, I am in great shape. I am great. You should get in great shape too. Come with me. I'll push you harder. We'll have a competition. We'll see who can get in the best shape the fastest. Like that's so rare in girls. It's so rare in fellas, but it would be the best thing for you. If your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to get in shape for a holiday or a wedding, put that incentive in front of you. Competition is a great thing. And it's only healthy. So going up against someone and competing against someone is so healthy. You can create that situation in the gym to help with your fitness goals. So do use it. Thanks for watching this video. I really enjoyed making it. I think there was a lot of key points that you could learn from here, even though there wasn't as much posing and maybe workout footage as usual. But I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it. We're getting close now, 3 weeks to go. Thanks for watching, everyone.